so they're not really going to be able to push up and do any scouting. So I'm not sure how Jang B's going to be able to scout that 1 o'clock, but if he does, that could be absolutely devastating. Instead, Jang B brilliantly going to open up that temple wall with the Archons, who do in fact do splash. A couple creep colonies going to be built, and that's going to send those Mulisks back home. They're going to have to run back to try to help defend this. But that's going to force more larvae to go down than he really wanted to be spending here. And ooh, nice Mulisk control. And the Corsairs in the mix there, they almost act a little bit like Valkyries over the Medic Marine grouping. And it looks like that the temple wall is down. Now, I don't think KaL can hold this. He's trying to defend at too many fronts. And with that 4th hatchery, those units he really wanted to spend otherwise. And wow, almost using that Archon like a cannon to try to defend that. 3 Corsairs, still 2 Corsairs actually, up in the mix. And that is too many Zealots, not enough Zerglings, and the Mulisks are nowhere to be found, and they're going to have to brush against those Corsairs as well as those Archons once those Archons get up. So he's going to probably lose this hatchery. Yeah, that's going to be it for the Mulisks. So Jangbi with a nice unit composition running up and really countering KaL's unit composition there. I think KaL just got a little bit greedy and was just hoping he would be able to use that Mulisk Micro to keep that back. As a result, going to lose his Spire, going to lose that hatchery to his mineral only. Trying to run in some troops to try to defend it, but still doesn't have enough troops to really take care of that. And his base is more or less at breach. And I don't know that there's anything he can do. Jangbi taking the opportunity to grab his mineral only and just overproducing troops at this stage. He knew he was going to lose that and just trying to produce as many Hydralisks and Zerglies as possible. He is going to be on an inverted ramp, but Jangbi, I think he's just going to, I don't think he needs to worry about it. Just bring those troops back out, bring them home. Dark Templar in the mix to try to do some more damage. That Archon going to take that back flank and kill a bunch of Zerglings. But yeah, I think most of these troops are going to be able to come right back around. KaL is going to be able to get that 1 o'clock up, but the question is how long will it stand? Jangbi producing more High Templar and really able to transition his tech 2 more gateways up to go to a total of 6. Going to have the observatory just in case some lurkers were coming along, and that's not going to happen. And now let's see what KaL... Ooh, single Zealot wandering up there. He is going to see that hatchery morphing in there. The Zealots are just going to sprint, going to be all over that. A single Mulisk wandering down to do some scouting, see that mineral only going up. Not going to be able to stop that cannon from even warping in. Those 2 Corsairs easily going to be able to clean his clock. Looks like some Mulisks moving in transition, so they are going to be able to save that 1. But the question is for how long? There should be another. Yeah, there's that another. There's that attack grouping gathering up, and that should be able to push at any location. KaL is going to have to use some magic micro here to get back in this, and I think this should be rudimentary for Jangbi. He can use some storms. He can use with that Zealot press wall, just force those mules to try to gather up, and there it is, just forcing them to bunch up and storming underneath. Needs to protect him. Looks like he's getting some picked off, but the nice storms otherwise, morphing to an Archon, and yeah, that's a very thin Hydralisk grouping, enough Zealots to really run them all the way back to their spawn, and I don't think Shine has enough to defend that 1 o'clock now, so he should lose one or the other, or he might end up losing that mineral only. Either way, Jangbi's free to kind of tech up, sneaking a Dark Templar up in there. Very sneaky. There are 2 Overlords in position, but no attack units to really defend, so it's going to be a split attack. Looks like, oh, and that's going to draw all of those Hydralisks up to the north. And it looks like only a single Zealot going to bother with, taking out that 1 o'clock. The drone's running away. So yeah, it looks, and trying to put down some creep colonies to build that. I think I think Jangbi might have been a little bit more well suited. Just getting a couple drone kills with that nevertheless. Just taking everything to the 1 o'clock. Looks like he is going to gather up, in fact, do this. Or he might actually crash that front door. I think that would be the biggest mistake. More Zealots wandering up just to try to number up and somehow keeping that Dark Templar alive. Really forcing Shine to look absolutely everywhere. That Sunken Colony not going to last very long. And now that hatchery is completely exposed as well. Shine's still wondering about that Dark Templar, which gets wiped out, but sacrificed for ire there, taking out a hatchery. And ooh, another nice size storm over that batch of Hydralisks. Pretty quick response time by Shine, considering he's getting attack indicators absolutely everywhere. Now his economy is brutalized. He's down a base versus Jangbi at this stage. He's just now getting Ultralisks up. I still think there's an observer out in the field, and his troops getting stranded and getting picked off. I think Jangbi has firm control of this match at even bases, actually, so that mineral only just now coming online. Still some drones there to transition, but should be pretty easy for Jang B to just start pumping a bunch of Dragoons now, wander up and isolate. That's all he needs to do is contain KaL, which usually you'll see a Zerg containing a Protoss, not the other way around. But it looks like he's going to continue to move some zealots to harass there at that mineral only. Now Shine just going to wander. He just went into full macro, going to try to push up against this. Ooh, gathering up in the middle of the field, which is exactly what you don't want to do there, because that happens. More Hydralisks getting bunched up and getting Psystorm to death. You don't want to get in a Psystorm fight with Jangbi. You'll lose every time. It's like banging your head against a wall. And the Zealots once again going to be able to take down that mineral only. So Jangbi really putting on a clinic at this stage. He's going to. It looks like Shine is going to try to open up that temple wall, but he needs to commit the troops to just defend himself at this stage. It feels like, rather than trying to do any sort of attack against Jangbi and losing some overlords. Losing some overlords, getting Psystormed. The Dragoons now out, going to be able to take down those lurkers fairly easily. Yeah, and this is just full breach. And Jangbi's big unit control is just so beautiful. You could just see it right there, and it's going to continue. Now taking the 9 o'clock, which is I think a little bit greedy, but well afforded. It shouldn't be. It's not that greedy comparatively. I mean, he's outnumbered Shine in bases for quite some time, and he's been able to pick apart every single attack grouping that's come in. One Templar getting picked off, more Templar running in, able to Psystorm. Just you see how he just stops those Dragoons, the Zealots short, so they just absorb the least amount of Psystorm, or absolutely no Psystorm in this case. And now, yeah, you can see this contain being gathered up. Shine trying to beat against it, but he's just expending units here. Just expending units. Jangbi looking very confident. See if he doesn't get a mensch to get a Psystorm off. A little bit Dragoon heavy here, but it's going to end up working out. Ooh, Dragoons getting wiped out. Lurkers getting wiped out. More Dragoons being produced. This is the one advantage I think lurkers that Zerg have at this stage of the game is they can keep moving, switching it up, whereas Protoss just has to react. And once their units are kind of keyed in, they've got to wait for them to produce and just worry about it then. So if you just you switch to Zerglings produce really fast, and they're still stuck at Dragoons. But I think Jangbi, with just his monstrous economy, should be able to take this game down easily. Keyword should, because you never know what will happen. This is in fact StarCraft. But getting his mineral only up once again. A Zealot wandering up there, and now Jangbi just gathering up some troops, I assume for a full front assault. I feel like Shine is just going to be, I think this might be his last attack grouping. I think he should play a little bit more defensively instead of having these troops kind of out in the field like this, eating a lot of Psystorm. A lurker not even able to hatch, picking off one observer but not able to pick off the secondary observer right there, and that's going to be it for these Hydralisks out in the field. And I think that might be GG, because he's at this stage he doesn't have any troops. I'll see if he GG's right after this. He doesn't have any troops really to counter this, and he's going to end up losing that 1 o'clock once again. I think he knows he's down a base. I don't know if he scouted that 9 o'clock, but he's got to suspect that another base has been put up. And Jangbi's going to be able to continue to just produce troops, take out that drone, and reset up that contain. And that was a lot of troops that were expended on KaL's part for absolutely no purpose. And already put down that Queen's Nest to try to get a hive up, but doesn't have the gas to really use it. Trying to just sneak a drone out, but unfortunately has been spotted. And there's the rest of the Hydralisks absolutely eating electricity right there. Yeah, that's not a good feeling. They learn at a very young age not to stick their tongues in electric sockets, and I think they're forced to do it once they join the Zerg army, just to see what Psystorm kind of feels like. Anyway, there are 4 sunken colonies there, but it's just not going to be enough. More Psystorm everywhere, Dragoons marching their way in, and I almost feel like it's Sauron Jangbi at this stage. Jangbi can just move his troops right on in, march them in, take everything out, and there's nothing that Shine can do to really stop him. Looks like there is one lurker that sunk. Their observer wandering in there right in time, and I don't even think that observer can get picked off because there's no overlords there to even spot. There's GG from Shine. KaL taking down game 1 in a very decisive manner. You can see the smirk on his face. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I'll try to get a couple more commentaries out in the same day. Not sure that I'm going to finish this set, but I might, so stay tuned.